Today I got a story for you guys about this couple that really pushed the boundaries in class, and when I mean really push the boundaries, I mean, well, dude, you can read the title, man. But anyways, yeah, sit back, relax, and enjoy. So the subscriber who sent in today's story, we're just going to call him Liam, and by the way, you can send in stories and be featured on the channel to my Instagram. It's in the description, or it's just at Pugs. But anyways, right, so the subscriber who sent in today's story, we're going to call this guy Liam, and I got this name selection, I chose this name because you guys left a comment, someone left a comment saying use the name. So if you want me to use a name, go comment it down below. But anyways, right, Liam, so Liam goes to the school. I mean, he's a kid. You have to go to school. I mean, don't skip class, go to school, do well, guys, yada, yada. You already know. But anyways, right, there was this couple in Liam's class. There was this couple. And I don't know if I want to give them a name because that sounds like a lot of name. I'm just going to call it the girlfriend and the boyfriend. So if you hear me say the boyfriend or the girlfriend, I'm referring to the girlfriend and the boyfriend of the couple in Liam's class. But anyways, right, so Liam kind of sat towards the back of the class, and he told me that, like, okay, yeah, he did try, but, sometimes he did goof off in class a little bit. He wasn't, like, a top student. He wasn't, like, a super, he wasn't the top student, but he also, like, wasn't failing the class. He wasn't about to fail out of school. Like, he did care still a little bit, but, he couldn't really be bothered to be, like, 100% focused all the time. So he sat in the back of the class just so, you could just kind of, like, mess around a little bit and kind of get away with it a little bit more, even though, he still did try a little bit. But in the back of the class, there was a whole host of people, right? Personally, I like the back of the class, even though I'm kind of a hardo in school sometimes. Like, I mean, I'm just being honest, man. Like, I do, if I enjoy the subject, or even if I don't, I'll try and grind it out. I kind of see it like a video game sometimes. It's kind of fun like that. But I like the back of the class just because it's kind of like, I like the positioning. I get to see everyone. If I do want to, like, go on my computer and, I don't know, check the stock market or something, like, I won't have people looking at me like, what's this kid doing, LOL. Like, I can do it, no problem. But, for Liam, the back of the class was kind of where all the kids that were trying to get away with something would sit. And there's this couple, and I mentioned them briefly. I'm just going to call them the boyfriend and the girlfriend. But the boyfriend and the girlfriend, right, or the couple. If I'm going to refer to them individually, I'll say their name, like boyfriend or girlfriend, but I'm just going to call them the couple for most of this, right? So the couple, right, they were, like, they didn't really pay attention in class. They were definitely, like, I don't think that they were failing, but they were always being called to the front office. Like, it was, they were just kind of like, they had other priorities than this class, which, dude, do well in class. I know it's not always fun, but trust me, like, treat it like a video game if you can enjoy it. Like, treat it as, like, getting points and doing quests. Like, you grind out stuff you don't want to do in video games because it's like you want to get the achievement. Just try and do that same thing. It's, like, the best advice I can give. And obviously, if you're interested, put your 100% in it. But anyways, right, these kids were not, the couple, these two kids, they were not trying to, like, they had no intention of, doing well in school. But all they wanted to do was basically to suck each other's faces off in class. Yeah, but yeah, so obviously, right, kind of unfortunate for Liam because, like, he liked the back of the classroom. He just liked the position, obviously, as I explained earlier. But the problem was, like, the couple would always sit back there as well in this one class. I don't know what class it was. Could have been, like, math, history or something. But in this one class, the couple would always sit back there with Liam. And he was just like, bro, you cannot be serious, dude. Because they'd always be back there. And obviously, right, it was a pretty big class. There was a lot of people in there. And the way that the classroom was, like, formatted was the way back was really hard to see. Like, it wasn't impossible. Obviously, the teacher wasn't, like, blind to what was going on back there, but there's, like, just the way it was distributed, there was, like, enough kids, and, like, it was dense enough that, like, you could definitely get away with a little bit back there. Like, there's also another kid, and he's not really a main focus of the story at all, but just kind of like a side story in a sense. There's another kid who I'm not going to bother giving a name that Liam was telling me about that basically would, he would hit his vape device. Guys, don't do that stuff. It's just it's so dumb. Don't do it. Like, you're gonna mess up your lungs. It's not even like that. It's not worth it, dude. Trust me. Like, that was, like, always all the rage in my high school. I never really did it. Like, that was never my thing. But, like, I have a lot of friends that are still, like, hooked on it to this day. And they're like, dude, never start this. Just don't do it. Anyways, though, right? So this couple, right, kind of annoying to Liam because, like, at first they would just kind of, like, hold hands, but they would do it really weird. Like, here's the thing, dude. Obviously, right, I like women. They look nice, right? That's cool. I feel so weird saying that, but, like, here's the thing. PDA is gross at the end of the, at least for me, and I'm sure for a lot of guys and you guys or whatever, right? People are just like, enjoying each other. That sounds so weird. I'm sorry. People enjoying each other, right, in public. It's just uncomfortable, man. So, like, at first, this couple, right, the boyfriend and the girlfriend, they'd be holding each other's hands, but they'd be, like, rubbing each other's hands, which is just, like, an extra layer of just, like, what the fuck? Like, what? But it was just like a little extra layer of like uncomfortable for Liam. He's just like, bro, that's weird. Put that away. But eventually, right? When you can kind of like, there's definitely like people that will always ride the line. Like, if you can get away with something, you're just gonna be like, oh, can I just like do something a little bit worse, or can I be a little bit edgier, or can I ride the line just a little bit more? And this couple was definitely that couple, right? They were like, oh, we can get away with basically like fingering each other's hands. That was a very weird way of putting it, but basically rubbing each other's hands, massaging each other's hands, right? Gross, kind of weird and uncomfortable. But can we get away with like, I don't know, like giving each other like a back massage or something in class? And right, Liam, unfortunately, he likes the back of the room. He likes, occasionally going on, playing some games online, maybe like looking stuff up. So he really does not want to move to the front of the room. But, he is noticing that this couple is getting progressively worse and worse. So this couple really does like, just like trying the next big thing. So, Liam gets there and he just notices another day. So this is like another day in class. Liam's just kind of chilling, and he notices, like, the boyfriend, like, giving the girlfriend, like, a back massage. And he's like, okay, how is this kid getting away with it, right? And he notices, and they're just kind of out of view of the teacher. They're just kind of, like, tucked away. And they're not obviously, like, grunting or doing, like, weird noises or anything, right? So they're chilling. Like, like, no one knows. And like, Liam is just like, that's weird, dude. Like, that's gross. Can you just not do that, like, here? But he doesn't say anything because the boyfriend is actually kind of scary. Like, the boyfriend, like, definitely is, like, messing with the wrong crowd. And Liam just doesn't want to, like, he just doesn't want to deal with it. He doesn't want to have to, like, have a fight with someone or anything. So he's just like, these guys suck and I hate them, but I'm not going to say anything about it because I don't want to get beat up, So as, like, gross and annoying as that was, it was, like, Liam's like, dude, okay, whatever, like, I'm just not going to pay attention to this. But a couple days later, right, Liam's sitting in class, and he hears this sucking sound. He's like, you gotta be kidding me, dude. And he looks over, and sure enough, right, this couple is just like sucking each other's faces off, just in front of everyone. And, like, the other kids looking around are just, like, there's, like, a couple other kids just, like, dude, what the fuck? Like, what? Like, you're in class, man. But once again, they were far enough back, and they were here's the thing. They weren't, like, out of sight of the teacher. They were just getting lucky. A lot of things in life, man, are totally up to luck. And a lot of times, like, it's like, there's a saying. It's like, use what you have, or like take advantage of what you have, but respect that you have it. I think I butchered it a little bit, but like, I think luck plays a huge role in like a lot of things in life. And in this situation, these kids definitely weren't like in the front of the class where they'd be caught right away, but they were kind of getting lucky because they were just in the back. The teacher was distracted doing, like, I don't know, the math or whatever on the board, not looking back there specifically. But once again, they were getting lucky. But the thing is, right, the problem is this couple, they conflated the fact that they were getting lucky with the fact that they were, like, completely in the clear. Like, those were not the same thing, right? The fact that the teacher happened to not, like, find them doesn't mean that they were, like, completely incognito and the teacher would never find them. Anyways, right, the next day rolls around, or just another day. Just either way, another day rolls around. And this is where this is where it really hits the fan, dude. This is where it gets really bad. And this is where the couple got, so cocky and so reckless from the fact that they've been getting away with so much that they decided to say, screw it. We can do literally whatever we want. And they took screw it a little bit too literally, if you know what I mean. But anyways, right, so just during this day, Liam is just chilling in class. He's looking at his computer, whatever. The teacher's teaching some math. Liam's not totally paying attention. I don't know how to say this without getting absolutely thunderbolted by YouTube. Well, let me just say that, they did a lot in that classroom. And the thing was, though, while they were, I don't know all the details, and I'm also not going to try and figure out all the details, but let me just say that, I'm going to leave it to your imagination, but they did something in class that they honestly should not have done. That's definitely not a thing you should do in class or in public, or like, yeah, just don't do it. And let me just say that their cockiness and their kind of feeling of invincibility definitely got the worst of them, because at this point Liam is sitting there. And look, okay, there were definitely like, it was like, there was like jackets. It wasn't like on a desk or something. It wasn't crazy, but it was like, either way, like, I'm not going to say exactly. So there's like a couple different things it could be, but like, I'm not going to say exactly, but let me just say that you should not do that in class. Let me just say though, their luck, yeah, their luck ran out here. I mean, obviously they pushed the line way too far, but yeah, their luck ran out. And Liam was sitting there like, no shot the teacher doesn't realize, like, they were kind of loud. It was like it was ridiculous. Like the fact that they got away with just a little bit. It's almost like that like experiment of like, you put the like, there's like, I don't know, like if you put the like a frog in water and you slowly turn up the temperature, it won't realize like it's being boiled. It's like they got away with it bit by bit, that they didn't realize how extreme and crazy they're being, like how loud and like ridiculous they are. So obviously, right, Liam looks up, and the teacher is just like, he's like on the board, like X plus Y equals whatever. And then he's like, he turns around, because obviously he's kind of like, here's a disturbance in the back of the classroom, quote unquote disturbance, right? And he turns around, and Liam just notices his face just go from like kind of like normal, whatever expression, to a little bit of confusion to just absolute fury. Speaking of teachers, today's word is teacher, so comment teacher down below. I'll try and heart as many of those comments as I can, but just don't take it personally if I don't, because, I am a full-time college student while doing 2 videos a day and also trying to have a bit of a social life. So, yeah, I'll try and heart as many as I can, but don't take it personally if I don't. Also, today's your lucky day, because for every single person who leaves a like on today's video will receive nothing. I'm not even kidding, man. Also, shout out to the channel member on screen right here. Every once in a while, I'll shout out a random channel member who comments, so consider hitting that join button, but honestly, no pressure to do it. But yeah, thank you to the person on screen. I really do appreciate it, and all the other channel members. I can't speak, dude. But anyways, back to the story, where we left off. Yeah, dude, so the teacher, who was just, minding his own business, doing, some problems on the board, turns around, looks all confused, and then, Liam is just sitting here like, oh my God, like, this couple, dude, these kids, bro, they have no idea what they did. Like, they're just so blatant. And he's like, there's no shot this doesn't, like, completely hit the fan. And yeah, Liam was right, dude. Like, it completely hit the fan, because the teacher turns around, and he's like, what are you doing in my class? And, like, so there's, like, a lot of, like, articles of clothing and jackets, like, covering these, like, the couple, right? So it's, like, it's not like super blatant, but it's pretty clear, right? You kind of know what's going on. And every kid, they just like turn around. Everyone looks to the back of the room to this couple. And this couple's like quickly pulling up stuff and getting buttons buttoned or whatever, right? And they're just like, oh, nothing, we're studying. And the teacher's like, you think I'm an idiot? So obviously the teacher was livid, which, if I was a teacher, I'd be extremely upset as well. And he's just like, principal's office now, and he points to them, and they're just like getting all their stuff. They're like, we weren't doing anything. He said, don't lie to my face. And at this point, right, they're just like, we're like, we messed. They just can't lie at this point. Like, there's no way to hide it. They're just being so blatant and ridiculous. And the teacher at this point is just like, I can't believe you're doing that in my class. I can't believe you did that in my class. This teacher's shell-shocked, dude, because understandably, man, like, he's just like, you thought you could get away with that in my class? Like, you thought you could get away with that anywhere? Like, I don't care if the teacher's blind and deaf, dude. And Liam was just sitting there, just like, well, I mean, I guess I'm entertained for the day. It's like, okay, man, like, this is gonna be kind of awkward when they leave, but yeah, and everyone like turns to look at them, and they make this like walk of shame, and the teacher's like, I'm coming with you, I'm not letting you get away with this, and because like the teacher wanted to make sure that like every detail was like this explained to the principal. So the teacher and the couple, they walk out of the classroom, and every other kid in the class, as they walk out, just bursts into like conversation, just like, what the fuck, like, oh my God, dude, like, what? like what is going on, man? Like, oh my God, like, that, like, everyone was just, like, obviously very shocked because, like, that's not what you expect to happen on a typical day. But anyways, right, so apparently word got out, or, like, a couple days later, one of Liam's friends who was, like, more in on, like, or at least was a little bit closer with friends of those guys, told Liam that, yeah, because Liam, like, asked him, like, do you know anything about what happened? Because he was telling his friend about what happened in class, and his friend's like, dude, I know. And he's like, Liam's like, oh, do you know what happened to them? So, yeah, both of them got expelled from the school, obviously, and there was no, like, kind of, like, there's no real trial or anything. There was no, like, a strike system or anything, because those kids were both kind of on a little bit of thin ice in the first place. And I honestly think even if they weren't in thin ice, that could have been an instant expulsion anyways. But yeah, so they got expelled, and Liam really never saw them again. I think he said they saw them, like, once again, like, a movie theater, like, years later on, but he never saw them again at school. So yeah, moral of the story, just do your work in class, kids, or at least play a video game. Just don't do that, okay? Subscribe if you haven't already. Now go click on another video. There's some on screen or in the sidebar. Yeah. Dude, go watch one, please.